what's up everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we are doing the most deserving at 126 pounds featherweight, as we look at the top 3-4 most deserving fighters of a title shot at in the 126 pound featherweight division. Now before we get into that, if you guys could smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I try to build my channel up here. Anything you don't like, you could always give me a thumbs down or leave a comment letting me know why. So let's get into it now, featherweight. And it was tough to, it wasn't super hard, but you know, it's tough to accumulate and come up with 3 contenders when a lot of guys, you know, most guys are coming off of, a lot of guys come off defeats, you know? So you have to evaluate the defeat and all that kind of stuff. But this one, I'm pretty solid on my top 3. And you could agree or not agree, you know, it's fine. Just outside of the top 3, I have former world champion Josh Warrington, former 2-time champ Josh Warrington. Now, Warrington is right in that mix, and you could argue he's one of the top 3. You could argue that because of a strong performance and defeat against Luis Alberto Lopez, but at the same time, he was favored to win that fight. So that's why he's just outside its top 3. But again, you can argue him right in there, and I'm fine with it. So you could even say he's tied for the top 3. But Warrington, because of his name, he's getting a title shot next. He's fighting Lee Wood for the WBA featherweight title in October. So he's cashing in on that opportunity. But my top 3, number 3, even though he's probably going to 130 pounds, it's Filipino former champion Mark Magsayo. I know he's coming off of back-to-back losses, but they were close fights. Against Ray Vargas, you know, close fight, lost a split decision, lost the WBC title, and then went against Brandon Figueroa earlier this year, and he came up short, but man, he fought his ass off, you know, and that was a good fight. It was close. Now, I'm not saying that he won the fight, because I don't believe he did, but it was closer than they scored it. And absolutely, I think he's deserving of a title shot either at 126 or 130. And here's the kicker. He might have more opportunities at 130 because that division's more wide open. There's not as many big names. And he actually is a Filipino that has a strong following. He's been a world champion. And, you know, he does have a pretty good core and a base there. So, yeah, I think Magsayo is deserving of a title shot at some point, just because he never got, when he lost this title, he lost by a split decision. He never got a rematch. Number 2 in my book, it's close for between number 2 and number 3. It's going to former champ Mauricio Lara. Now, a lot of people might argue this. They might say, well, why is Lara deserving? He didn't even make weight in his last fight, and he lost the title on the scales. I agree with you guys when it comes to that point. There's a side of me that's like, fuck Lara. Because Lara, I was big on Mauricio Lara, you know, and he was widely avoided after he had defeated Josh Warrington and upset him. And then in a rematch, they fought to a 2-round technical draw, and Warrington acted like he won. And Warrington went on to get a title shot, and Lara didn't. Lara defeated Lee Wood this year, and then missed weight in the rematch, and lost the title on the scales, and then went out there and fought like he kind of didn't care and got beat by a decision. But here's the thing. I think Lara defeating Josh Warrington, waiting around, being an avoided guy, and then coming out and pulling off the win earlier this year, I think that's built him up enough to say he is deserving of another crack at it, to prove himself, to prove that, you know, he just got in over his head. He maybe, you know, hey, well, one of the best fighters of all time, Roberto Duran, he did that against Sugar Ray in the rematch. Gained a little bit too much weight and partied, and went into the rematch not in the best shape like he did the first fight, and it hurt him. Lara had, what, 3 months in between fights between him and Wood. I'm sure some of that shit was the same. You know, he felt, you know, vindication by finally getting a crack at the title and winning, and then went in against Lee Wood in a rematch and probably didn't take it as serious, and that's why he missed weight. So I think he's deserving because of the dominant victory over Josh Warrington a couple years ago that put him on the map, and then how he got avoided, and then also he did knock Lee Wood out earlier this year. You know, missing weight one time, and he took the L. He lost the belt, and he went out there and lost the fight. Now he deserves a chance to redeem himself. That's my opinion. But to me, no doubt, the most deserving fighter of a title shot at 126 pounds featherweight is Brandon Figueroa, the former 122-pound champ. Figueroa moved up after the loss to Fulton. He said, hey, weight's an issue for me. I'm struggling to make the weight at 122. I'm going to 126. Went after Carlos Castro in his first fight at 126 last year. Dominated Castro, stopping him in 6 rounds in a fight that I thought was going to be close, was going to be a slugfest. You know, dominated Castro, stopping him in 6 rounds, or 7, one of the two. And then took on Mark Magsayo this year and had a tough fight, but grinded, worked hard, and won what should have been scored a much closer fight. But he got a deserving victory, in my opinion, and is now the mandatory challenger for the WBC title. So the most deserving fighter of a title shot at 126 is Brandon Figueroa. Now, is he going to get a chance? Is he going to get another crack at the title? Or is he going to get a crack at the title? He's supposed to be next in line with Ray Vargas. They're supposed to fight before the end of the year. So I believe, yes, he is going to cash in on being the most deserving. Mauricio Lara, maybe, maybe not. I think he might be moving to 126. And then Mark Magsayo, moving to 130. And I think Mark Magsayo likely doing the same thing, moving to 130 pounds. He's probably not going to get a crack at the title here. But the most deserving fighter of a title shot at 126 pounds, in my opinion, no question, the former 122-pound champion, the Heartbreaker, Brandon Figueroa. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.